Hey there, guys. It is Rachel Feldman. If you don't know me, I graduated from the Institute for Integrative Nutrition back in 2010, started my health coaching business and struggled like many of you to figure out a list building strategy, to figure out my pricing. And so I speak to you today from massive experience. What we're going to dive into in this training for about the next 10 to 15 minutes is the power of a low cost offer. Many coaches, and one specifically, her name is Patricia, asked me yesterday, I want to create a lower cost offer. What steps do I take and how does it show up in my pricing? So I thought we would dive into this, and I want to show you a visual, because when we talk about these different types of making money and having a low cost offer, it's so that there's an entry point for that potential client to get a taste of what it's like to work with you. So for those of you who, again, need a visual kind of understanding, what does that process look like when your potential client comes in to either your nurture sequence, your opt-in freebie, maybe they attend a workshop and you want to follow up with a low-cost offer? Here is a very simple process. So one, of course, they're coming to a sales page. Your low-cost offer, and we're going to take out our calculator in a little, is of course going to be on that sales page. Like it could be right after somebody watches a free masterclass, and maybe your low cost offer is something like a 14-day paleo program, which we have, or it's a 10-day sugar detox, or it's a 7 or 14-day program, or even it's coming into a paid challenge where, of course, you add some extra videos. It's something that is going to be high value and give your client mini wins. The point of a low cost offer is to build trust at a lower cost price so that you can lead that down a nurturing path, bringing them to a either upsell offer or a downsell. Upsell means that if somebody's coming in at a low cost offer, let's just say a 14-day paleo or a 21-day hormone detox, or maybe you're using one of the protocols as a low-cost offer that we have at yourhealthcoachbiz.com. They're going to come in and they're going to buy that. And then that is going to trigger an email where you're going to be able to upsell. And so you can have, of course, right on that thank you page, it can say thanks so much for getting this 21-day hormone detox for only $77 or only $47. Remember, we're talking low cost. We're going to build out the numbers in a second. Whatever the price is really relative on your own strategy. And I know that sounds overwhelming for the person who says, Rach, can't you just give me the price that I'm going to use? But what I'm trying to show you is that everyone achieves their 5K, 10K, 15, 20K month, or consistent 3K months, all with different strategies. And so this one, where I talk about the low cost offer, allows you to have the entry point at a lower cost, allowing your potential client past the awareness funnel. They're consuming your list builder. Now they're ready to buy. Now you can come in with a low cost offer, knowing that you're going to have other offers that you're leading them to. So on that download page, you can say, thank you so much for purchasing the 21-day hormone detox. You can, of course, leave it right there and nurture them. Take the emails from the 21-day hormone detox and support them in that self-paced program. You can, of course, be connecting with them for an upsell opportunity, either on that download page. An upsell could say, you've bought this 21-day hormone detox. Do you want to do a Dutch hormone testing panel? This is what it costs to do it with me. It's $495 or it's $597, $697, whatever your price is. And that can also be exchanged with any different test. Another upsell could say, you know, I know that you just took this leap and you're doing this self-paced program for today only, or you have, you know, the next 24 hours to take action. My 3-month high ticket, let's just say you're charging $997 a month times 3 is $2,991. But if you take action today, I'm going to give a 25% like VIP discount. Doesn't mean that you're discounting your prices. It means that when you look at your overall price strategy, you really have to be able to say, how many high ticket clients can I take on? What is possible, you know, within my one-on-one right now, especially if you work 9 to 5, are you able to do your clients at night? What nights are you doing that? What is really feasible? We all say, oh, I want to get to 100K. The biggest thing is to actually figure out how you're going to, which is why I want to make sure that you download our 100K workbook. I have videos that actually go with that pricing. And if you don't know where to find that, tag below on this video after, and I will put that there. So what I want you to think is, what is your higher ticket or higher touch? It can be a group mastermind. It can, of course, be your higher touch one-on-one. It could be a yearly membership where you work with 10 women at X amount price. The low cost is getting that potential client warmed up so that they take that next step offer. Keep in mind, some people will get everything fixed per se in that one low cost offer. They're not your ideal client, nor do they need that next step, the higher ticket. But imagine this. If you have that one offer at 47 and you are committed to selling 10 a month, 470. So let's just take down these numbers. $47 times 10. So 470. And of course, if it's less than that, if it's 5, then you're going to do the different pricing. And you say, you know what? My upsell is my high ticket, my one-on-one. It's not uncommon that I hear from you guys a 3-month anywhere from 1,500 to 3,000. So let's just say if we're going at the $797 a month, or let's do $697, and you can take on 5 clients. That's a $3,485 month. So what's nice is the low cost offer is warming your potential client. It's giving them a mini win. It's giving them the deliverables that they need to be able to see what that transformation is. Just like when we talk in football or sports, we talk about the intangibles. This is what we don't see, of course, from a person that doesn't on paper have like everything that you would think for them to be a champion person, but they are. Those are the intangibles. That's just like coaching. The intangible is us explaining the transformation. And that's why our social media, our list builders, our low cost offers are a reflection of what it would be like to work with us. Because the whole goal of list building is to attract your ideal client, to warm them up, to nurture them. That's your social media. That's your consistency, no matter what platform you're on. Or maybe you're like myself, where I did a lot of networking locally and, of course, in networking groups where my ideal client was hanging out. And then, of course, reached out locally to places that I wanted to get to know, like, you know, Little Gym and different places that had, of course, moms and families that were struggling, you know, with gut issues, with food allergies, with early intervention issues. My ideal client. So it doesn't matter where you're doing it, but it has to be consistent, because that person will consume your freebies, and then you can come out with this lower cost offer. You can also, of course, do a low cost offer on a Facebook ad it's not uncommon that you see $17, $27, $37, $47. This could, of course, be an entry for an ad. And then, of course, you're leading them to that low-cost offer. And then you want to upsell them to that next step. That next step, if you're even doing it more in a group capacity, could, once they buy the 21-day, you can say, here, click here if you want to find out more about what it's like to also work with me in a more intensive way. And you can set the stage for having somebody get on a discovery session or fill out a form. You could put a quiz right on that download page. You could also, of course, do a quiz on the Facebook ad, but you can put a quiz on that download page. You can do it in Jot form. You can do it in Google form. You can do it, of course, in a form that you have from like Practice Better or your email marketing system. I would say for those of you where tech is you're deficient, go to Google Forms or Jot form. It's very easy to do this. And then you're able to read these results and then define exactly what that upsell offer could be. So let's just say if we were doing 47, it would be safe to say that maybe 5 of those people would be able to turn into your higher touch. And of course, you're not just getting everyone from this low-cost offer. The same applies if you had something for $17. So if we have $17 and this person is coming in and you have a goal of selling 10 a month, no, from that low-cost offer, what's the next step? You might, of course, from that one $17, lead them to another step, which could be I wouldn't do a 21-day program, but it could be something like the protocol that we have in the labs. You could actually do that as like a low-cost 17 offer. Like, hey, here's these labs, here's this lab, and here's this protocol. Let's go the next step. So you're giving them what they want. You're solving a problem with instantly giving them the material that is going to allow them to take action. What they need is that next step with either you or a program. That, of course, can lead to a 17, which is 170, can lead to a 21-day hormone detox. It could lead to the 30-day gut fix. And let's just say if the 30-day gut fix or the 21-day or any 21 to 30-day is self-paced, you could, of course, say, this is going to be $197. So if you have 10 people coming in, start to look at what your conversions are. Start to look at what you can actually do on the download page to put a video, to introduce yourself, to show the potential of, hey, I know you took this leap. Congratulations for, signing up and getting all these goodies for only $17. Now let's get your body fixed. And then you have a 197. And that 197 offer is self-paced. And if somebody buys that, you could even have 2 options on the download page. Say, do you want to do it alone or do it with me? 197 alone, 697 if we do it together. And the reason that I wanted to go over this today is it can feel really overwhelming when we are building our business as entrepreneurs. And it can feel really overwhelming with all these different strategies. And the truth is they all work. It's just looking at what is going to be that flow. And what I want to end with on this training is actually showing you the material. So you see the potential. Let me just put my hair up in a messy bun. See the potential of how easy this can be. So you see the whole process. So let's just even look at the 21-day hormone detox. Okay, so here we have the 21-day hormone detox. Walk with me through this. Your visibility or your freebies and your workshops. So right here, we have 2 free offers that we can also, of course, we have the promotional images if, of course, you don't like how our promotional image looks, make it yourself in Canva. But you have an entire guide that you can use in your social media to talk about. So you can either lead people to this freebie, or you can lead them to a direct message, a personal message, or of course, create a group, put this in, but use the information in the freebie for your social media posts. So right here, we have information for lives, real social media posts. Every freebie doesn't need to be used. You can use it to actually build out your social media theme for that month and do the close, meaning somebody giving your email and asking them permission to send them, asking them permission to put them on your list and send them this. As long as you do that, you can, of course, have that conversation right there and be building on social media, or even building on your personal page, not by leading people and making your personal page a sales page, but by leading people with very high level educational content, and also building that know, like, and trust factor. My personal page was how I got my first 10 clients, because I shared about, the issues I had with food intolerances, the long-standing issues with candida and parasitic infections, and the issues that my kids had. I shared about my life, and people would naturally, organically, which is the key word if you're not doing ads, or even if you are doing ads, you want to be organically posting. You can even copy and paste this and say, guys, I want to talk about, these 5 steps. I'm going to be breaking this down like over this next month. This is what happened in my own life, and make it a personal, my why, about me category kind of post. So then you might say, well, Rach, you told me they're coming in on masterclass. You can take this and do a masterclass. You could even have this as 2 free classes, both of them leading to the same one quiz. You can, of course, also have the protocol, which I'm going to show you, leading to the quiz. And then, of course, you can have one of these even as a low-cost offer. Like, hey, watch this, watch this masterclass for only $17. So right there, we have those 2 opportunities. Plus, if I were to pull up, let's say, women over 40. So right here, we have a women over 40 protocol. So if you wanted to do the protocol as a low-cost option, let's just look at this. This is what I call a mini win. You could, of course, also do what our admin, Shay Johnson, does, and bring people in through a quiz and lead them to her tiny offers, which are master classes and like the 5-day hormone detox and the 5-day thyroid weight loss. Imagine, would somebody, if you were showing them what they were going to get, pay $17 for this? The answer is yes. One of the women who buys from us, who works at FDN with Reed Davis, she uses her own protocols. They're not our own, but we just created these. She uses her own as a low-cost offer. She has a PCOS protocol. She has protocols just like this for $27. I wouldn't say exactly like this. We put in a lot of lifestyle and essential oils and self-care and stuff of that nature. But right there, that one could be a tiny offer, leading them to a quiz. One of our clients, who is a doctor and specializes in hormones, she uses this quiz not only as a freebie, but she uses this quiz to pre-qualify people on what program they need. Think about it, the higher cost. If somebody fills out that quiz, you can say to them with the upsell, I have this 6-month hormone program, which would be our Retune Your Hormones. Or maybe you have one of our niche specific hormone modules. You can say, hey, do you want to really, in this perimenopause and this menopause madness and lead them to that next step. You could, of course, also make this a bundle where you could sell the lab reference sheet as another downsell. I think that you just always have to think about your ideal client. And oh my God, I wasn't even sharing. Let me just show you. Oh my goodness. And then we'll finish this. Sorry. I realized I wasn't even sharing. And this is such a good, so I was talking, but not sharing. This is the protocol. You could, of course, and we have this in chronic fatigue, which could really be adrenal, leaky gut, environmental sensitivities, food allergies, women under 40, and you will see it's really neat. I would personally spend $27. I've actually spent $47 on a protocol where there were essential oils also suggested. So when I think about these possibilities, Melissa Ramos is not one of our clients, but this is something that she does. She pretty much sells a protocol a month, a low-cost option. Then, of course, you opt in and you have an option to upgrade to do testing because that makes complete sense. Even if you were, as I said, looking at the 21-day hormone detox, I just want to finish this out by showing how much you can do in that trust and nurturing and list building phase to ensure that somebody's going to take that next step. And that next step gets ensured because you are actually taking them through a journey. So you're educating, you're bringing them into your why story, your personal story. And so I was showing this PowerPoint, which is stunning. You could have them, of course, opt into the free, lead them to a download page and say, watch this class. This is what my business is about. You can do this with any one of our workshops. We do have workshops that have individual handouts and quizzes. Those are, of course, on the workshop page, but you can see bringing somebody into a masterclass and talking about how you've set up your programs, why they're beneficial for this person. That then could have that masterclass right there, leading them to the 21-day. And then, of course, thinking about what is that next step. For some of you, it may be a downsell. It may be leading them to your 12-month membership. It could be leading them to a VIP coaching. Hey, sign up here. I'm starting coaching. There will be 10 spots available. The price is. So just to make sure that you saw that, I'm terribly sorry for not sharing. And the last is to go back to what we talked about of creating social media. Freebies can be your social media content. If you go to my site, rachelafeldman.com, you go to the Healthy Hustle, you will see, which is my podcast, Megan Rand, who's one of our massive success stories at Zesty Ginger. She talks about her success in building and how she used our detox and then really created a great system for herself, which was to be able to stay organized each month on a topic. And so a PowerPoint or a freebie can be a topic. These can be reels. This can be a live. This can be a series of little mini videos. This could be TikTok videos. This could, of course, be even information that you do in a newsletter takeover if you are reaching out to somebody locally or businesses online and say, hey, I would love to write a newsletter. I can write on the following areas. You can, of course, also be sharing that kind of high value content, not in a salesy way. Service-based, heart-based is the way that I go. Attraction marketing is what I believe in. And you can be talking about how you worked on this, this freebie because you struggled for the longest time with X issue. When we start to actually, and let me just show you just quickly, when we start to actually educate people more than just teaching, teaching is one thing. But when we educate somebody and we actually talk about this from our personal standpoint, like maybe you didn't know that I struggled with this issue, and not just like I struggle with hormones. I want you guys to get extremely specific. Did you struggle with PCOS? Were you told that we're just going to stay in hormone for today because we featured how Shay is using the workshops the other day to create low cost offers? I want you to get specific. I want you to think about your ideal client who is in the depths of their struggle and they know that there's an issue, but they don't really know. And so instead of saying I had estrogen dominance, you can say, I wish I would have known many years ago about this weight gain and this ovarian cyst. Let me talk about what I wish I would have known. And then tomorrow I'm going to talk about, step 1 to detoxifying your body. You can also, of course, take your phone and do a live just like this, do a workshop just like this, do a webinar where you're going over this material. You can, of course, also copy and paste this material right into a PowerPoint template. So I wanted to, of course, wrap up. This went a little over what I thought I would do. And sorry for that, because I know everyone's time is really important at any day, but especially these days as we are wearing many hats. I want you to think, what are my offers? What can be a low cost opportunity that is really going to solve somebody's problem? If you work with women in your repairing period, the Repair Your Period workshop then is a great fit. That's instantly solving a problem. That is a PowerPoint that would easily be 60 minutes. And so when you think about 60 to 75 minutes, that's usually when you see paid masterclasses. Keep in mind that a lot of people also say, does every masterclass have to be paid? I always say no. I did a lot of free, longer videos, longer list building to build that trust, to help explain clearly to my ideal client the many missing dots in their health and why they're autoimmune or why the histamine reactions kept coming back or why maybe heavy metals were affecting or how candida, all these different things. That can be a longer, of course, masterclass because you are bringing them to your higher ticket. It still can, of course, be the same model. That masterclass can be free. They lead to a download page. It's like, here's your masterclass. And right under that, you can have an upsell or a downsell. Right under that, you could have a link to, hey, take this quiz. So when we get on a discovery call, I know what's going to be the best option for you. If they don't, click to that discovery call. If they don't take that next step, you can follow up with a very simple email. It doesn't all have to be built out in funnel tag-based platforms such as Kartra or Kajabi or ClickFunnels. This can be done in your email marketing system. And if you get overwhelmed with automation like I did, keep it simple. Do things on download pages so that you don't have to get all caught up in the automation. I didn't have the team members for that back then. And so think more about what are these offers and what are the promise of each of these offers? Low cost or your higher. Think if this person were to come in, and we'll just wrap it up with this. If this person were to come into my funnel, which is your business, they come into a low cost offer or they come into a freebie that then positions them to have a low cost offer. Another example could be the 5-day gut challenge or the 5-day meditation challenge or the 7-day chakra. You can nurture them all through those emails and then do of course, low cost offer or that challenge, which can be a mini course. You don't have to call it a challenge because you have 5 to 7 opportunities to be able to nurture. When we nurture, when we don't just throw shit out because we're like, oh, I think this freebie would be great, but we know what freebie is going to solve that problem. What not freebie, what low cost offer is going to solve that problem, or what freebie is going to hands down bring them in to my funnel because they're struggling with these issues. Sometimes it is beneficial to give something away for free as long as you know where you're leading them. And so when you really start to price out, pull your calculator out and say, how many low cost offers do I need a month? Because if I'm only attracting X amount of people for a higher ticket, where am I getting that other consistent cash? In the 100K blueprint, there is an entire pricing model, and it actually breaks down just what were the aspects that I needed in my business to be able to get to that 100-figure mark. But if we just say with the standard pricing that we said, let's say $597 times 3, 1791 is your 3-month high ticket. If you're, of course, at a different pricing stage, or maybe your mindset isn't there yet to charge that, or you're brand new and you're nervous, it's okay. I didn't charge $597 in the beginning. I was at $197, which made it even more important for me to understand the power of pricing and the power of a pricing strategy. For me, my confidence was not there yet to charge my worth, and I'm very transparent about that. But if you even say 397 times 10 people, 3,970 times 12, 47,640. Low cost offer self-paced can, of course, fill in the gap. So if you say, you know what, I'm going to have a $47 offer, and my goal, you got to write your goals down, is to sell 50. That's 2,350. Same thing with a group. If you know that you have a group at 157, or you have a group at 97, and your goal is 30 people, that's 2,910. What could be, of course, that next offer? It's figuring it out and saying, how much do I need to make? And then in total service alignment, how many lives do I need to change? So just remember, it can be really simple. It can also be really extensive. It's your choice. And so what I wanted to do today was just expand the possibilities and break it down so that it was very visual and easy. So with that being said, drop below what kind of business you have. Are you working with people one-on-one? Are you doing groups, high ticket, retreat? Are you doing mastermind containers where you're charging maybe $1,000 a month? Or are you doing an ongoing mastermind where maybe you're charging $297 a month and you have 10 women? Think about, for that person who can't afford that higher ticket, or for those of you that might be like myself, where I was just a little nervous. It took me a little time to really nail down my discovery session in that first year and really know my conversion. One of the reasons still to this day, I'm all about getting people on a connection call. It's really a connection call. It's not even a discovery. You're connecting with that person, is that you will find an opportunity. And so even if you're not building in the digital marketing way that Ryan Deiss talks about for tripwires and what we hear from Russell Brunson, you can still look at a low cost offer as a downsell on a discovery call. I hope this was helpful. I hope this was in depth. And please drop questions, because I'm going to be doing live Q&A answers for that in our free group. And so with that being said, hope you have a kick-ass morning. And with that being said, if you have any questions, hit us up at yourhealthcoachbiz.com. Make sure to go over to rachelafeldman.com. Look at our Healthy Hustle podcast. We have a lot of testimonials, even behind the scenes of a one-on-one, a lot of different, strategies that coaches are sharing. And I think for most of us, we learn the most when we watch another coach do it. And so it just, for some of us, it has a tough time clicking, but let's get it clicked so that you make the money you deserve and you change the lives that need to be changed. With that being said, I'm off to workout. hence the workout clothes. And I hope you have an amazing day. All right. Bye, guys. Mwah.